what you know about that? They like, Lex, you gonna bring that back? I'm like, yeah, I'm like, chill, red ill flow through me. Of course, my lyrics are a beast, and my flow is crazy. Had these other rap bras, rhymes pushing up daisies. So this'll be the time for you to pay your respect. Respect, in the end, ain't gonna cover the debt, though. So charge it to the game and hopefully it collect, yo. But if not, then oh well, you thought I was kidding. I told you to hang it up tight, noose lynching. Swing from the tree but don't grow from the root. That's word to Billie Holiday, she sang the strange fruit. That lady sang the blue. I like to think I rap a sort of red in my tune. I mean, I'm saying thank God and some lawyers. And my mama come through like a tour bus. While some other lookouts done held Lex Bubba down. You know what I mean, I appreciate things. I'm a grateful chick, I'm a Stark in the heart, the Lannister with the deck. Do something for me, and I don't ever forget. That's not my type.
For the love of the clip, I mean, everything in my life made Lex who she is. Even if we ain't friends. Hey, even if we ain't friends, you hear that? I was jamming. Yeah. So, this is, and I was gone last week, but I'm back. Back like the Big Red. Back like a sequel. You know what I'm saying? Let me stop. But, thank y'all, all of y'all, for tuning in to Vine and Things with your host, Alexis from Texas, aka your favorite reviewer, aka Expedia, because he say I'm a trip, aka, you know what I'm saying, got the puff going, but I'm still faded just a little bit, cutting it. Hey, but and this is episode 10. I was like getting my stuff together for the products that I'm be talking about, and setting all that up for my thumbnail. Well, sending it to my people. Shout out to Black Men Unfiltered to get the thumbnail together. And I was like, dang, it's like episode 10, like episode the dime on them. You know what I'm saying? Episode 5 plus 5. You know what I mean? Like, that's where we at right now. And it's been kind of hectic. Look, I see a lot of people that do like one of the other YouTubers that is at my people. JVJ, he said, you ain't trying to monetize your life. And I was like, nah, I'm not trying to do that. Like, I got a lot going on, and sometimes I don't even think about the phone to take pictures to show like people. I think about the phone as far as taking for my own memories and for me and my kids or other family and close friends to look back on and be like, hey man, you remember that? Remember this? So I don't really think about posting everything on the social media apps and stuff like that. Like, I post a lot on my Facebook of certain things that I'm doing, because my Facebook is like my small, like, I don't even have 200 friends on Facebook, first of all. Like, I don't, because I keep it small. That's mainly for all the actual like friends that a lot of times that I can't talk to, or that I may like converse with on different things, but still and they may be local, but I just don't get the chance to see them like that. And then my family back in Kansas City, and family in different other parts, like Delaware. Like Delaware, yes, I said it. But yeah, so I keep the Facebook small for that kind of intimacy of family and close friends. And then everything else is like, oh, whatever. Oh, you think Lexus protects you? Want to follow me? Cool, I'll follow back. Oh, you like my videos, or you like the pictures? Oh, cool. That's what everything else is about. But anyway, yes, episode 10 on them boys. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to thank, let me say, look, I've acted up because I've been gone. doing mommy things. My kids both were in, well, one was in softball and the other is in t-ball. And my son's last t-ball game was today. My daughter's was Thursday. And so that is a lot. Like moving and grooving into where, look, I take my head off to the YouTubers that can do it. The ones that do all of that. I've tried. But my mind ain't set up like that. It's just I set up for that. I mean, I guess maybe because I'm new to it, so in a sense, that could be why my mind's not set up. But and I get, and that's another thing. Like with this bond, I got access to all the bells and whistles to help me, like the long selfie stick / stand, and this is stuff that's on, my episodes. And yeah, I want to go back and check that out. But the microphones and all that type of stuff, to where when I'm out and about and if I want to talk to people, and even in like that episode, I had to think, y'all, I'm telling y'all, like my mind, like when I go into the HEB, here everything's better. If you not from this part of Texas, because not all of Texas got HEBs, I don't think. But yeah, like when I go into HEB, my mind's like set. I don't be like playing no games. Like I gotta look as far as with all the coupons, what's all going on. They're selling stuff, and it's just so warm and Texas like at HEB. It's just Texas, and a lot of times it's smiling faces. Like you go, it's nothing like going to Walmart. Like you go to Walmart, people be having their face all round up and just looking. But you, like, soon as you walk into HEB, it's like here everything's better. And you just walk in there and you're just like, oh man. And you're smiling at people. You don't even know them, but you're smiling at them. It's just a different feeling. So but I still, like I said, I had to think. Like I was like, Alexis, we're going to HEB with a plan. Do not get distracted. If they ask you about the strawberries, do not get distracted. But yeah, so like I was saying, I got all the bells and whistles for doing all that stuff, and I guess what my homies say, monetizing my life if I wanted to, but it's just not something that I'm really trying to push for. And I think to keep y'all liking me, I think once a week is good enough. You know what I'm saying? Like you get too much and then you get sick of me, and then I don't want you to get sick of me. I want you to do well. So yeah. Anyway, and I saw a comment earlier. Let me wait. If I'm saying it right. Melanie. Look, that's my sister. She said good evening. I want to say good evening to you. Was in my monologue. So I did see the comment, but good evening. Shout out to the Fro gang. You know what I'm saying? I got still the Fro gang, but I put it up. You know what I'm saying? Because that little right there on the woman between the neck and the ears, when you got your hair up, just a different thing. When you had the hair down is good. It's popping. But sometimes you put it up just to, hey, if you know, you know. And good evening, Quincy. I saw you. Thank you for stopping through. So glad that you could be here, because you could have been anywhere in the world or anywhere in your state or your town or the city if you're in the city. But you're here with Lex, and we appreciate that. So if y'all saw this high though, number 10. Oh well, because that's how I'm feeling. I got a conversation I want to have with y'all. Like, all my black people, like, I need y'all to come to the front. You know what I'm saying? We all need to have a conversation. Yeah, or all my people of color, because I think it's something similar in all parts. Or well, let me just be frank about it. In all family and close friends, and maybe something to go in, don't matter your ethnic background. I think we all can attest to that there is some things that go on in the cultures that you be like, and then I think also finding out that it goes on in other cultures makes you feel human and more empathetic, I guess. Hey, that's my other look. Lost in translation. Thank you. Howdy, cowboy. I appreciate you coming through. Like, you know what I'm saying? He got the hello, darling. Oh, because I love it. So Texas. Like, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm on here in my KC little mode, but it's so Texas. It's like, so what I'm saying is, oh, well, yeah, that's how I'm feeling about some things, you know. Uh, with me, like I said, doing all this stuff, catching up to all my mommy things and getting that stuff situated, getting some things situated at my job because I do like my job. And that's one thing I can say and that I'm happy for. Because a lot of people wake up and they go to a job they don't like, or you know it's mainly about just the money with them. And I like the money. I will say that. I like the money. But getting up every day and doing it, man, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't wake up not one day unless I'm honestly just not feeling well. But it's nothing with my job. Like, oh, I don't want to go to work because oh, I don't want to deal with this or nothing. Like, I don't have that when I wake up to go to my job. Especially now that I'm working from home. Especially now that I used to have to drive. But now that I'm working from home, I definitely ain't getting up. Like, I get up ready to work and ready to help my patients, and it shows because the patients at my job, they like me. They, you know, I think it was last week I got a patient compliment about helping them, and I talked to them like, you know, I want you to get where you need to get done what you need to get done, and I really care like for them because that's human. So we like, it's not about me not knowing them personally, but I do care for my patients that come and need their help and getting where they need to get to so they can get the proper care that they need. So, yeah, life is pretty good. Nobody promised me a perfect life. And I'm understanding that more and more with being happy with what I have right now and trying to live a simple life, not trying to stress over money to the extent to where that's all I think about, because money, as long as I got a job, money is going to come. It's going to go too. But as long as I got a job, it's going to come. So just work on that, taking care of my babies, taking care of myself. Since, yeah, trying to think. So, cause you know what I'm saying, if y'all see, like, you know, I'm telling y'all, I'll be in my Texas bag, but it's KC2. It's KC2. I even got my little bracelet on. But hold on. See, I had it on the wrong way, but let y'all see it. This is after we won the first Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, but what I was saying was that, dang, I just forgot my train of thought that quick. Anyway, so I'll go to the next. But yeah, I think I was talking about working, maybe. But anyway, but all the stuff that I have going on right now, um, as far as like with my job and all, and getting all that stuff done, because I do want to perform well at my job, so I do take the time to try to make sure that I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do there when it comes to taking care of my children and everything like that. So I come here and I'm putting everything out here as best as I can. Like, we don't have to go all the way into the business to know what it is, but also know what it is. And that's another reason why I can only do shows once a week, because I can't be too deep off in this thing. But yeah, so I got 4 items today and go over those 4 items. And like I said, what I'm going to talk about today as far as just how we deal with close friends and family. And I say close friends, a lot of us have those close friends that we consider family now. And so how we deal with those people in our circle, as far as if things come to an end and we realizing like this relationship as far as being a friend, or this relationship as far as family, and how we how we interact with each other being family may have to change. because you can't end being family, but the way I interact with you as my family could change. So if you were my cousin that I always hung out with and we was always like together, you know how you had them cousins, yeah, I mean, how you had them cousins. And as we grow and all that, things just ain't the same, and it's probably something I done told you, and we just figured out that we are not on that level together. And I don't really feel like that's wrong either. I don't feel like that's messed up, because I think we can be healthy with ending certain type of relationships. I think we can be honest, and just be like, because people change. Everybody want to be like, oh, people don't just change. People do change. Things around you change. As far as an example, if me and my cousin was always kicking it, like real spit. I was living in Kansas City. I moved to Delaware, and so put myself in that position. Not saying that this actually happened with me or my cousins, but I do see where that happens, to where we was kicking it tough in KC. I moved to Delaware. We don't talk like we used to, because I'm all the way in Delaware. You all the way over here in Kansas City, Missouri. And as we're growing, we're changing. Our lights may change. Certain things may change. When I see you again, let's say in some years, and you've been doing what you've been doing, I've been doing what I've been doing, and it's possible that things just may not click with us now, because of our environment changing and all of that. So I think factors and stuff like that play a big part. And so I get around you, and now I'm realizing, like, hey, look, my cousin has changed, and they're doing this and that now. It may not even be nothing bad per se, but it's just not something that I'm on, and maybe I like doing this now. And we can be healthy by just saying, like, I love you, but I'm just on this now, and not have any malice. But sometimes it do. Sometimes, but I mean, it don't have to. I don't feel like it has to be like that all the time. But anyway, and hopefully I come back to my thought. Look, I'm telling y'all, that's why another reason why I can't be monetizing my life. Y'all see how quick my mind got thrown off by thinking about the Chiefs. Like, oh, and also we was at the White House yesterday, so you know what I'm saying. That's another thing. Like, I watched the video and the clips of that. Got Joe Biden looking like Joe Biden on the stage, and Travis Kelce up there. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mind, it easily will forget something when I'm bringing up something I like it. But anyway, we gonna talk about that thing that what I was saying we gonna talk about. But first, we are gonna talk about my mind. You know what I'm saying? So look. If you go back to my videos, right? And I think it was video 2 or video 3. But goal status now, and goal status now. So the amount of items that I could get and the cost of these items have now changed to where it used to be a limit, and now it's no limit. Shout out to Master P. On that thing now. And so I was on there because Memorial Day is coming up. And we want to be cool. I'm saying we ain't trying to snunt too much, but we want to be cool. We want to be cool, step out a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't trying to do a lot because it's Memorial Day. So we ain't trying to do a whole lot. No, was it? No, it wasn't Memorial Day because it's Monday. But it's Sunday. A lot of times we do everything on that Sunday. A lot of black folks. Other folks, I don't know. Let me stop. But it was that Sunday, and so I was stepping out, dropped my babies off at their cousin's birthday party. And I was on the Vine, I think like a week ago, and I saw these, and I was just like, oh man, like, this is cute. So, just to tell y'all, like, another reason why when we get into the topic, I'm not tripping, not to say like material thing is everything, because it's not. But the fact that I'm able to get it, and look at here, and I tell you, oh well, I tell you, oh well, I don't care. Like when I'm cutting you off, when I'm getting my fade game going. Goodbye. So I got some coach slides off the vine, y'all. I was like, what? Yo, they ain't got no coach slides. Like I buy coach in regular. I don't. I just buy what looks good. Not that I haven't seen anything coach that don't look good, but I've seen some other things that look good and they weren't coach prices, so I went with that. But anyway, yeah, look at these slides, y'all. Look at these. Look at there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's simple, especially because, you know, it ain't too hot in Texas right now. You know, and it ain't too hot. It was a little cool that time because it just had rain. So it had cooled down a little bit. So I had on some black capri type shorts and a white little blouse. Threw these on, step out on the little town. It's so, I mean, it's just so simple. Maybe other coach stuff like this, but I saw it on the Vine and I was like, oh, I like that. And it's in my budget. And it's so nice, man, and just comfortable. And it was some other thing I said is like which is this bottom is a little slippery depending on the type of floors that you're walking on. But I was outside like, so it wasn't too bad. But yes, yo, you know, you ain't trying to do much, but you're trying to do much. Look, you know if you know. You know if you know. And they very comfortable. And I was like, so I don't be trying to feel like I'm stunting on nobody. That was my first time, like, I'm trying to think, was there something else on the Vine that, because there'd be a lot of stuff that's on there, but I know, like, I don't know what world or part of the world or what part of the world that you live in, but if you on this side, like, a lot of people in, I forgot where Coach is made, but like people know Coach. So when I saw it at first, I was like, because like I said, y'all, like I'm on the gold status now, so like there is no, and I don't know like what y'all need tested. But shout out to a Coach, because y'all needed these slippers tested. Alexis from Texas, got you. You feel me? I got you. Gonna be doing. Look, I was up there at my friend's house, take pictures. That's like, oh, we like them slides. I'm like, oh, you feel me? Like, I got to do my review. You know what I'm saying? So let me just take little pictures of them out here. You know, got the grill on. We chilling. So, yeah. Nice little thing to have. You know, because I like shoes. I'm a girl. I like shoes. I do. And, you know, I will say, if you go back to the first episode, look, episode 10, if you go back to episode 1, and I was talking about lady, being a lady love, think 1, 2. Yeah. So I think it's just been 3. But on my first episode, I had 2 pairs of heels. That was and then I got my boots that I was like sold I can't remember. But it's in there somewhere. But yeah, I got my little boots. And then I got these other heels that was on the episode. You know, like, but yeah, I've been really doing my heel thing with the Vine. So that was like, oh, doing my some flats. Yeah, I did get a pair of just like casual flats off of there. But usually I be grabbing, like, when I type in and looking for something, it's usually heels and boots. Boots and heels. And I think I might have put in heels when I came across, or it wasn't on the recommended. It could have been on my recommended. But yes, I think it was on my recommended. But that's how I go with the Vine. Like, for any of y'all that's tuning in for the first time, when I first got on there and I was explaining on my first episode, I think, as far as me having access to all these products, and based off of the stuff that I look for in my actual Amazon, a lot of times they'll cater to that and recommend me items to do reviews on. So, and I saw those, and man, they had this nice tan pair. Like, well, it's the same as those, but they were like a tan pair, and I wanted those. I was like, ooh, man, but they ain't have my size. I'm telling you, they be hating on me in the low. It's like, nah, we ain't gonna let you be too fly. You gonna get the black pair. It's like, cool, cool. Anyway, let's go to the next thing that I got. So, you know, I be brushing my teeth and all. I just want y'all to know that. It may be some people that don't. I don't know. But Alexis be brushing her teeth now. And oh, shout out to DJ Hemp. And this might be risky because I was over there, and as soon as I do that, no, they're like, dang, teeth all white. Like, sheesh. Jeez. People talked about my ears. People talked about my gums and my teeth. Not that, not about my teeth like bad, but I've gotten that a lot. People like, man, yes. I mean, I'm getting the compliment of having a pretty smile, but then they always be crying, hey, that's all bright. Dang, Lexus. I'm like, dang. But anyway, so yeah. Second item that I had, because we're talking about brushing our teeth, you know what I'm saying? Twice a day. Keep away all too thick. Hold on. Okay, I'm ready. Brush your teeth twice a day. Keep away all too thick. Morning, night, you always floss, and don't forget to brush your gums. Hey, sing that to your kids. Y'all welcome. But yeah, like legit, don't forget to brush your gums. See, look, cause life has happened. I used to have really pink gums when I was younger. Like my gums used to be always pink. Tell y'all a story. Y'all probably gonna clown me, but it's okay, cause it came from my sister. Shout out to family. Came from my sister. So my sister Brandy, being the older sibling that I am, like just off top, I'm the older sibling. I talk mess. I bully in a way, not mean, but just older sibling type stuff. And so I used to clown my sister and be like, you know, I used to say that she had arms like a T-Rex. So I said that, and then one day, y'all, she was like, that's why your gums. She said, that's why your gums look like a baboon's booty. I've been hurt ever since, y'all. Ever since. I'm being vulnerable with y'all right now. That my sister said my gums. And I got good gums. The dentist told me I got good gums. She said that my gums look like a baboon's booty. I don't know if y'all seen a baboon's booty. Yes. Okay. Out the moment. Yes, she said that by myself. Look. But you know what I'm saying? I'm tough. Cause I'm still gonna smile. Gang. Gum gang. So one of the things I was looking at, because they have different categories on there as far as like clothing, home, kitchen, yada yada. And so I think this was under like beauty and supply. So I just look on there because I was trying to see if they had like a nice color lipstick. Because I seen one on there, but it wasn't right color. Not for me. But so I came across these. I was like, oh, look at this. So they're teeth whitening pens by You Best Smell or Best Smell. And I was just like, just thought I'd try. Like, so I got it And then like I did like twice last week, but I really wasn't like, I just did it on the fly. But this week, um, when did I start to make sure? I think I started like Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, definitely. I started Tuesday, and I was like, I'm gonna make sure I do it every day. And so I've been keeping up even today and putting it on so I can try to see if it's making any difference. And don't y'all say nothing. Don't you say nothing. Don't be trying to clown, say about your teeth already wet as hell, shining, blinding everybody. Don't do that. Don't do that. But anyway, so yeah, so it's a little whitening brush pen. Now this is a new one. I just broke out the pack. The one I use is in the bathroom. But so yeah, it has this little brush on it, and the gel's at the bottom. You twist it, and then just apply it. And after you apply it, and I don't like, the gel comes out in a nice amount, so just be careful when, well, you got to be careful when you don't want so much to come out here trying to but put a nice little thin layer on, and then after you put the, well, also let me throw it out there first, because we live in a society to where I would think that I shouldn't have to tell you to brush your teeth before you do it, but let me do it, because brush your teeth first, and after you brush your teeth, take like a tooth wipe, or I get a paper towel, because I might need to check the bind to see if they got teeth wipes. But anyway, and wipe that part, make sure it's dry, and then take the pen, put it on. I go all the way to out here, do it like that, and then you gotta keep smelling like that for like 30 seconds to a minute. And make sure, yeah, and then they tell you they don't want you to put it on your gums or your lip, or get too much on there. And that's another reason why I try to be careful with the coating as far as how much I'm putting on there, because it's like, especially if you're doing stuff in the morning and I'm like doing this, or I'm trying to get other stuff together for a sit and then start to working, and then trying to make sure I'm not drilling. So hold that, and then get a cup of water, rinse your mouth out, go about your day, wait for about 30 minutes before you eat something, and or drink or whatever. And yeah, so I will definitely let y'all know how's it going, because I'm looking at my teeth every day, and I have been looking at it since I've been putting it on, like checking. Let me see, day 47 now, because it ain't day. But yeah. So this other thing that I ordered off of there yesterday, and it came today. Came through like a tour bus. Yeah, I done had this Roku TV since, I think it's been about 4 years. Yeah, since I've had this Roku TV. And when I first got it, I don't think the remote worked when I first got it. I really don't. But of course, everybody usually just use the on the phone and download the app. And I was having a little trouble lately. Like, I don't know what it is, but sometimes like the app just, it don't connect right away, and I'll be trying to do stuff like, work, put my son in the headlight, you know what I'm saying? I'll be trying to do something, I ain't got time, waiting on you to connect, and yada yada yada. And if I'm working, and then Trey comes back and he's like, "Mommy, can you turn it to the next episode?" I'm like, "I'm working." So and I've been trying with the remote that came with the TV, and I swear y'all, I don't think the remote ever worked. I honestly don't think it ever worked. And I went on there and I was just looking for, universal or compatible remotes for the Roku TV. And so it came in a 2-pack, y'all, not a 1-pack, two, count them, two marshmallows. But if you know, then you know. If you know, then you know. I'm a SpongeBob fan. So look, I was just looking at the comments and I saw what Grace said. She said, "Stop. I don't know if I should laugh or fight your sister." Hey Grace, look. I just and shout out to you. Thank you for coming through. Oh my goodness. And then somebody gonna put Jason Washington said, "Man, I thought it was Alexis Texas interview." Are you serious? I told him when I told him, I was like, "It's Alexis from Texas. From Texas is in there for a reason." But anyway, I'm sorry to disappoint you, Jason. I do apologize. And Poppy, what up? See you in there. Thank you. We talking about some items. And yeah, and some other things. Gonna fall through. But so anyway, back to the remote. I went in there and looked for a remote. Cause I was like, man, having that thing on my phone, and then it was too much. It was too much. Like one time, like doing my black people stuff. You know how many times I restarted my phone just for it to finally connect to the thing? I had to restart my phone like 50, 11 times, probably 50, 12. And I was getting aggravated every single time. That's why I was like, let me make sure. Look, going through the settings, trying to make sure that my remote is connected, and it was a lot. And I said, let me check the vine. You know what I'm saying? Knick knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. Let me check the vine, because I'm sick and tired of using the remote on my phone. Ooh, y'all look, I'm giving this, look, give it all this for $3.99. But anyway, so they said this is the second one. The first one is up in the living room with my child. So they can maneuver. But so look at this. And they got black, like I ain't got no batteries in this one. Like I said, this is the extra one up front, got batteries. And it has a backlight on it. And they also, and I think it was white. They had a silver one. It was just like this, but it was just silver, and it has a little backlight. So especially when they're in there, because it get dark out here. I'm in the country. When it get dark, it get dark. You need the light on in the house because it's so dark outside. You definitely need lights out. But yeah, and I was trying it earlier before I got on the stream and making sure everything worked as far as when I hit the buttons, the Netflix and all that stuff connected, no problem. I didn't have to do like a settings or pairing it to connect, none of that. Put the batteries in, and just like that, started. I was like, oh, let me sit this right here. Don't y'all ask me. Don't y'all ask me. Don't ask me. Nothing on that TV. Got your own remote. Got independence. Go write a book. So yeah. It, man, y'all don't know how happy I was when I got that today. Sitting here, matter of fact, like I said, I like my job. So I was working a little bit before I started my live. But I was sitting here and got the little confirmation your package has been delivered. And they send you the picture showing you it's on your steps. And I was like, oh, went out there, grabbed that remote. Look, got some AAA batteries, two, and it was on and popping from then. I was like, thank you, Jesus. We got a remote. I ain't know that I would feel so happy in my life for having an actual remote. So yeah. And the last item does 1, 2, 3, 4 is phone. I got this. And look. You be trying to clown. Look, I'm gonna tell, and that's another thing. When I talk about monetizing earlier, my life for doing what I'm doing, I just don't have it to invest. And granted, you know what? Talk about the Vine, and I probably look on there, and they probably have a whole lot of stuff that could help me with streaming and doing this. And but I ain't trying to do all of that. I'm just fine. Like I did go through a struggle season a little bit because it was so crazy. My very first episode, I had an actual desktop computer and all that, and it just stopped working. I don't know what happened, so I had to use my Chromebook. And my brother was trying to fix the computer, and he did it a couple of times, and then it would just give him the message that it was giving me at first. And he was like, "Oh, sis, I got you." And my brother do. They always come through like a tour bus. So. And then I was on the hemp show the other night, and I said I had an Intel. It's actually a Dell. So hit me up with a Dell, and it's touchscreen. You know what I'm saying? Actual laptop, not a Chromebook, none of that. So yeah. So I got this now, and like I was looking because I was taking down the stuff from because all he took was the actual computer, the monitor and all that. He left, so I was looking at that stuff yesterday, and I was like, could I use this monitor, or even for my job, like having a third monitor for my job, possibly, because it's a lot of moving between screens, a lot of stuff, because I gotta help out these patients. And I was like, nah, nah, ain't gonna do all that. And but little stuff, you know what I'm saying, I get like this laptop or tablet, little holder and stand. And look, I was over there when I was looking at this. They even had a like actual like the Vine be having everything like a stand look like a podium type one. And I was like, oh, that's nice. But no, I don't need all that. Again, we're not that deep. I'm here. That's it. You're welcome. So, got me a nice little for my, like I said, you could use it like for your tablet, and it's set up. It's a little weight to it. Got a little weight on it, but it's nice, and you can turn it and all that good stuff, angle it. But I've been using this as a little stand for my new laptop, and yeah, and this acrylic. So I want to make sure I'm not like being too hard with it, because it got a little, like I said, a little weight on it, make you want to feel like, oh, make sure I'm not gonna break it or anything. Like I'm freaking strong. You know what I'm saying? But it got a little. But yeah, so I specifically got this because I'm thinking, like I said, I ain't gonna invest into this all way. Like I'm gonna be like not that type of YouTuber, but I have enough. And anytime I need something, you know, the Vine be having me. Vine be having me feeling fine. Here we go. So let's see, how high do I want it? Let's see. And let me tell you, so when I first opened it, I was trying to, I don't know what I was doing, but I was like, oh, and then I think I had it like at this level or something like that, almost trying to like have my laptop just sitting on it. But that thing slid right. I was like, oh, snap. Like, because I just had put it there, and then I turned away and started doing something else, and the thing just fell. I was like, oh, hold on. But see, this is why I can't, because I'm not a responsible adult, y'all. Nah, man, I am. So, look, we got a little higher. Do it like that. Oh, okay. See that? And then I have my like a little keyboard down here, so I can doing it like that. On my mouse right here. You see. Yeah. Make sure, but told y'all I wanted to fall like it is. And y'all be looking down there. We're looking up. So that's nice. What you think? Ah, I thought the same thing. No, I didn't. I'm playing. But anyway, so yeah, we got 4 items. Look at there, right on time. What, about 10 minutes on each item. You know, did a little talking. But now we're back. So, like I said, get back to it. Get back to the main topic, which I said I'm talking about. Look, see, look, I even feel, even with it on the stand, I feel taller almost. Like, I'm not too tall. I'm tall enough. I'm an adjustable. But an adjustable 5'5", because we don't do no more than 3 inches on the heels. So I'm about like 5'2", baby. Yeah, about 5'2". And then, you know, if we going out, he like, hey, baby, I need you to be like a good 5'5". I'm like, oh, let me look at my, see what I got. And then he's like, oh, nah, baby, I need you like right here tonight. Oh, got something for right here. But adjustable, yes. But that's how I'm feeling about my laptop stand. Adjustable. Changes are good. And adjusting your life, which we should be doing every single day. Making adjustments, making sure that even the stuff that's hard, like adjusting and what was the word that I was looking for? I was hearing in the sermon. I thought that was good. Pruning. Like it's like the farmer when they pruning their vegetables or anything like that, and you gotta cut some of that stuff back. That's how I've been feeling like recently in my life, like I'm just pruning things, or maybe God is pruning me and I'm just doing my part as the person that's in this life. So, one moment. See, mama life. And I ain't hiding none of that, man. I don't like, and I'll be real with it. Like my kids, like I tell them, like they know. I was like, hey, mommy's doing a show, you know, so they know to not be too loud if they're in the back, because a lot of everything else is in the front of my house. And but when I'm like my daughter, she's the only one towards the back where I'm at. Her room is right there, and she doing her little girl thing playing. And my son is up front watching Spider-Man, I think, something like that. But yes. But yeah, so another reason why I can't do my whole life like that. I don't need you seeing me telling my child, hey, yeah, there's a piece of pizza in there on the top shelf in the refrigerator. How long do I put it in the microwave for, Mom? About a minute. Check it. But anyway, yeah. The topic, like I said, I got it as oh well, which I think I've touched on this before, which is all I listen to is Christian hip hop. As far as hip hop, Christian hip hop, and I listen to a lot of Christian um contemporary. They got a sector now that they're calling it Christian R&B. But I listen to that, and and different type of Christian music, because I like different music before I started going my way towards God and really get into my spiritual journey. I listen to rock and all types of different music, and they have all of that, and it's just catered to Christianity. So I listen to all of that, but one of the ones I've been listening to heavy, and he go through this little thing, like he's a believer, but um, some people may not think that his music is like Christian hip hop or Christian music, but he does insert his faith in all his songs, and he talk about his faith, and he is very transparent on what he's talking about as far as God of the Bible, Jesus Christ, Holy Spirit. Like he's defined that in his music. So his name is Aha Gazelle. If anybody like hip hop, or if you like Christian hip hop, gospel rap, Aha Gazelle, he has a song called Oh Well. And that's how I felt like I was listening to that song, and in a mode of thinking about what I'm going through in life right now. Like, oh well. Definitely, like, nobody promised me a perfect life, and I'm taking a lot of things as them just being what it is, and not trying to be too upset over it. And some people may even say that I am, the fact that I'm cutting off people. What? He's upset because you're cutting them off. Yeah, like if I have a plant in the house, and I used to work at a flower shop, y'all. If I got a plant in the house and I'm seeing that part of that plant is dying, and it's not doing well for the rest of the plant that's trying to thrive, I'm going to prune that off so the other part can still grow and flourish. So even in life, me cutting off certain people because I don't feel that maybe what they got going on and what they're bringing over to me is helpful in me flourishing. And also being able to be accountable enough to say maybe even what I have and what I'm bringing over, which is Texas. Well, wait a minute. Rewind. God first. Texas, Kansas City, and whatever else. Okay, I'm bringing all that. And maybe it's just not helping them flourish. Which I don't understand, because if you ain't feeling flourished with the Kansas City Chiefs, with the winners. But anyway, we ain't gonna go there. I mean, we can, but we ain't, because we're the winners. We was at the White House the other day. But yeah. So, and just being able to be accountable on that maybe what I got is not helping them. And I think some people don't want to be honest about that. I think maybe some people are feeling like pride, because sometimes we don't want to think that maybe we're the issue, and it's a possibility. Just like there is a possibility that person is the issue, there's a possibility that it could be me. Maybe it's me. Maybe it is. And being able to admit that, I know, it takes self-improvement. It takes learning and knowing who you are, and unashamedly knowing yourself, because when you're doing it unashamedly, you shouldn't have a problem addressing that type of situation anyway. And it makes it easy. And I had to address something with somebody, and in that, I like, this person was, I can only believe what they say. Well, I don't even want to say that, because I did like believing what they weren't saying is the main reason on why I felt like I just needed to cut ties. As far as, or not even cut ties, like I'm still communicating with this person, but it's definitely not on the level as we were. And being able to recognize that, that if you are coming to me in the form of a person that wants to help me, and in a form as in you want me to do well, and you want to provide me with whatever tools I may need in that transition, if you're sincerely trying to be that type of person for me, then I need you to be 100% with me. Like, I need you to be able to say, if it's wrong, it's wrong. Just like a lot of times we ain't got no problem with calling out when we right. We ain't got no problem pointing out if things happen the way we said it was going to happen. Again, pointing out that we was right. And if you don't have any, if you want to stand strong, especially if you're a Christ believer like myself, and it's biblical that we all have to hold each other accountable. And sometimes I think people think like, especially like, when was it Paul? Yeah, it was Paul, when he was writing the church in Corinthians, and telling them, talking about what they were doing. And that's a sector of us being Christ believers, and we're holding each other accountable. Like, sometimes I feel like us being Christ believers, we're so set. Well, I'm gonna say we, because my mind isn't too far off thinking about what other people are doing, or who may not believe the way I believe is doing. The only time I think about that is when I'm trying to communicate my faith to somebody, and I'm in that environment to where I can do it, usually if I'm asked. But I feel like a lot of times we want to focus on the people that are not professing Christ believers, or people that are professing in their faith, as far as like being serious about, this is what I'm trying to do, this is what I'm trying to follow. I want to hear, well done, my good and faithful servant, when I get up there. If your mind frame is on that, then how are we going to hold, how do we expect to hold people that may be in the world accountable if we can't even hold each other accountable? How can I try to get the speck out of your eye? Which, as a believer, I'm looking at the people around me in my circle that are believers as well. So when I'm looking at you, I'm having that moment with you as far as my brother or my sister, and I'm seeing the speck in your eye. But at the same time, like, you should be able to hold, I should be able to take accountability on you telling me, well, Alexis, you got one right there too. And we help each other and grow from that. And if we can't do that amongst each other, or if you're too worried about the people out there doing whatever, then Meanwhile, you got the people in your community out here acting up. Hey, hold on real quick. Hey, Trey, you over there? Thank you for passing by. But I'm over here. You wanted to know. But anyway, yeah. So I think I don't know if some of us feel like just because we're in the church that we shouldn't be the focus. We shouldn't be thinking about helping the community right here near to us, and then the community, we all can go help the others. And that was another reason when we bringing up Paul when he was talking to the church of Corinthians, because it's like that was acting up. They was acting up. And that's how Paul look, and I like and I see it like and I pray to God, and I hope, unless there's scripture, but I don't think that's mocking God if we're as humans, because the disciples were human, and thinking how humans act. I don't think it's mocking God when I see like the videos and people like talking like I saw this one recently, and it was talking about Peter, and they had this one dude, and he was sitting at the table as if he was Jesus, and he was just talking with people like having a good time there at the place. And then you hear, and they said Jesus when Peter was around me. And it sounded like somebody's drunk uncle, like, nah, I'm a real nigga. I'm a real. And I was like, but if you're a believer and you know the stories, and they talk about Peter and how Peter was like, hey, Peter cut an ear, like, oh, Jesus, like, what you say? Like, Peter was still on that gang. You know what I'm saying? But when I saw it, I was laughing, because, like, you think of humans and just thinking, like, bro, could Peter have been like that? He at the party and he out and like, nah, I'm a brown nigga. That's, Paul, they was wilding out in Corinthians, so he hollering at them like, let me holler at y'all, like, why we ain't worried about them out there when basically y'all acting like them out there in here. Let me say it again. The people was acting like because they was doing some stuff. Corinthians. And but yeah, like, y'all worried about, you know what I'm saying, somebody else's house, and this house is a wreck. Literally, like, the house is a wreck, and you over there want to talk about Cecil and them house, how they have roaches, and you over here. But anyway. So this person, I felt like I said, in a sense, like, not, you're supposed to be my sister in Christ, and with you being an elder of mine, because you're older than me, I expect certain things from you. I expect you to be able to hold me accountable, and also hold yourself accountable, because how can I trust that you're going to hold me accountable? Because in my spiritual walk, like, I need somebody to hold me accountable and not just let me slide, because it's important that I don't slide. And I've also, like, stated to y'all, if you see me on any panels, or even in this, like, my relationship with religion, as far as I feel like as a woman, I should be help ministering to other women, not married women, because I'm not married, but I have a duty to minister to the other women. And in that duty, I have to be transparent. I have to hold myself accountable, so I can be able to hold them accountable, and also relate to let them know that we all human. But that's how a community is supposed to work. And if you can't be honest with me, I can't trust that whatever spiritual journey you on, that it'll be good for my journey. I can't trust anybody, like, and not only on a spiritual level, but just with friends and other people, anybody around me, even if you don't believe, If you can't stand on something and be able to be held accountable and say something that's wrong when it's wrong, say something that's right when it's right. If you want to add the caveats, like, yeah, it was wrong that he killed the man, but the man killed his wife. Okay, but it's still, but killing is wrong. let's put that out there. And if you can't be that type of person, not just somebody that I'm looking to as a spiritual leader or another woman to hold me accountable, you can't be that person for me. And if you can't be that, if I see you as that person that I don't need, then everything else, I'm gonna try to keep the relationship on what the relationship is. If it's because we have this certain thing in common, I'll make sure that this certain thing is what we always stay on. I'm not venturing off about, oh yeah, you know, oh man, God is, you know, and even then I will do that because, man, I love giving thanks to God. I love giving him the glory in every single thing. But like, if it just, you know, you want, I may entertain a cheap conversation, maybe. So, but if you go there and you want to, like, I know how to kindly redirect things. But so in that person, and then another person that I recently was just like, again, like, not only you supposed to be this to me, you are my sister in Christ. And if you can't be honest, or you just don't, or you really feel like this, that, and the third, and I'm sitting here telling you no, and you want to be right so bad that it is what it is. And even cutting off other relationships that are just, that I feel like just have, not that anything bad happened, but you know, sometimes things just run its course. Like, and again, like I was saying earlier, it doesn't mean that, oh, it was bad, man, that person effed me over, they did this and that. No, man, that person could have been a good person to me, and all of that. And again, things happen, and maybe we just go in separate ways, but don't mean we got to be mean to each other. If I see you, hey, you doing good? Okay, that's good. All right, you be safe. You know what I'm saying? I see you HEB, you know. But we can be cordial. It ain't got to be no harsh feelings and none of that. You know. So, but, and I don't know if my brother David got the one thing that had me thinking about this subject, because I saw this meme on Facebook, or not a meme, it was just, you know, just a little post, and I was like thinking, like, dang, yo, like, and I hate using this word, like, toxic. I was like, I don't like, but almost to a sense, like, I feel like that's toxic behavior, and I feel like that runs rampant, especially in my community, as far as like, oh man, that's your sister, oh, that's your uncle, oh, that's your cousin, oh, that's your dad. Oh well. So, oh yeah, you bringing up, like, I can't see. Me a referral to the eye doctor. Now I'm like, I might, because I've been looking at computer screens for years. So maybe that is why. Well, I ain't gonna say it. That's why. And anybody else that's been looking at screens for years, we know that it will mess with your eyesight. But I don't know if y'all can see it, but I'll read it to y'all. I have it. It says basically, the post that I saw, they said they were like, oh, family ain't the same no more. And it said siblings not talking to each other, cousins not talking to each other, aunts, uncles not talking to nieces and nephews. But when someone dies, everyone is crying and wishing that they could have made it right. And then this one, I think this was, I don't know who posted this. Oh yeah, somebody else. It wasn't the rapper that I thought I did. But it says, if they can't repent to God, they aren't going to apologize to you. And I saw that one and I was like, man, that's like, again, when I told y'all earlier, thinking like, maybe it's me. Maybe it's Alexis. But expected people to be honest. Like you know, like I said, that said they can't repent to God. And you know, I saw that one basically because I was talking about my 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 spiritual. But if people can't be honest with themselves, if they can't even apologize to themselves, why should I expect or you to apologize to me or to be honest with me? If I cut you off in real life, because I'm telling you, like, I'm not like no cutthroat person. Like, I'm not the type that's going to like, I believe in second chances, even third chances. Like, I believe in it because we're not perfect. We're all human. There was only one perfect person, to my knowledge, and with my faith, that ever walked this earth, and it was Yahweh. So, we're imperfect people, so I don't expect people to be perfect. I may be good at handling bills and making sure I'm taking care of things, but there are some things that I'm not too good at, and that I might fall short on. In any relationship that I had, as far as friends, anything business wise, intimacy, like, I mean, I know I'll fall short somewhere, and that's why I try to extend that grace. Because I may, like, if I bash you for doing this one thing, like I said, I believe in giving second chances, but we also going to be accountable. Hey, Matthew, what up? Hey, look, yes, Texas cowgirl, but I'm not a Cowboys fan. I'm a original Texan fan, aka the Kansas City Chiefs. But yeah, I feel like when we introduce this ideology of, like, we just have to, like, forgive all, or, and like I said, it's a lot in my community, like, and even in some that I've been trying to also, and no, what you mean, Matthew? We are the champs. There will be no Patrick Mahomes slander. There will be no Kansas City Chiefs slander. There's no Travis Kelce slander allowed. Okay. Hey, world class, what's up? Hey, I've been putting that stuff on my teeth. But I think it's a lot in our community, as far as, like I said, when I read that meme, and it's like, oh, then y'all crying at the funeral. Last funeral I went to, my grandma's funeral in Kansas City, and I cried because that's grandma. I wasn't crying because, like, and to an extent, but even then, I called my grandma in Kansas City, like, and of course, because I'm all the way down here, I wasn't able to see her like that, but I called my grandma. Like, I called my grandma, and I talked to her and all that stuff. And so I was, grandma passed, and when grandma is a big center point of your family, because after she passed, everything just seemed like this. So, but so of course, yes, I was hurt, because that's grandma. But I know my grandma was suffering, but so I didn't want her here anymore suffering. And I felt like my grandma led a good life, and I know that she was a Christ believing woman, and I feel that she's up there with my grandpa, and I mean, she lived a good life. So, but I was, it was just her, because of course, like, I had my baby. She did see my first child, but she didn't get to meet my son. He was still a baby right when she passed. So I was crying because, like I said, that's grandma. But I'll be sad for anybody that passed. Like, I'm sad for Carl Witherspoon that passed. Don't him, child. But yeah, like just naturally, I think that it's just me being human. I can be sad for something and have that emotion because it's natural to have that emotion, but it doesn't mean that I have to be tied in the way of like, oh, you just you upset because you didn't get to see that person and you did that person wrong. No, not at all. And that's what I'm saying, y'all. Like, oh well, cut certain people off. And oh, that's why I was a state where I lost a shot. Somebody, told you when we bring up Texas, when we bring up Chiefs, my mind goes there. I get back in my text. But anyway, that's what I was mentioning earlier, as far as like that toxicness, like thinking that you just gotta know in our community, like, oh, that's your family. No, man. I'm the type of person, when I was talking about like people giving them that grace. I give you that grace. So and I do this even with my children. I don't just lash out at my children. I talk to them. And I've even got compliments from other parents like, oh, your children, they know how to, like, I my children know how to articulate themselves. And even when they articulate themselves, it's on the level of the child, because I even talk to them on the level of the child. But they are able to articulate themselves well because that's how I talk to them. I don't baby talk. I talk to them in complete sentences. I tell my child, like, my dad used to get mad because my son was speaking third person. My son would always be like, Trey likes this. Trey's going to do this. And it was kind of my fault because I would talk to him like that. I would like, Trey, mommy asked you not to do this, this, and this. And Trey went and did this, this, and this. Now, is that fair? Because I asked you not to do that. And then you want me to do this, that, and the third, but I asked you. Is that fair? And my son actually, he'll say it. He'll be like, no. Okay. That's one. So if we got to come back the second time and I'm talking to you again, you know what I'm saying? Like the second time. And if I decide to change up the discipline, I talk to him then, like, Trey, so mom just had that talk with you. I just talked to you and I told you then. So understand, now that I'm doing this, it's because of this, that, and the third. And honestly, things go a whole lot smoother, even in when I have to discipline them in another fashion because the first way didn't work. They'll cry and they're sad because they had to get disciplined in this way. But my children actually understand cause and effect. When you do something, there's consequences. Consequences don't always mean that it's bad, but there's a reaction to every action. Like 1 + 1 = 2. So I break that down in my children, and I break that down in the relationships that I'm in. That's why I'm saying I give grace. So if you do something I don't like or something that I'm not cool with, I'm gonna tell you. And depending on how the conversation go, or we just have an understanding, like, all right, well, this and that and third, and we keep it moving like that. Make sure I'm not around when you doing this and that. But then if it pops back up, and I'm in the area, and I'm like, yeah, I know. I know. I told you it wasn't going to be no Patrick Mahomes slander. And then I come over here, you know what I'm saying, my chief stuff, doing what I do. And that's what we're doing. Okay. We got people around, so I ain't going to say too much. No, I'm going to say something, but I ain't going to say too much. So then we go somewhere, or maybe I'm talking to you the next day. I don't know, an hour. My apologies. I had to sit on the panel next time, but that's okay. Oh, definitely. Well, Goddess, you definitely could have came in. That's why I sent the link. Y'all could have came up and talked. Evolution. Hey, what's up? Hey, come up. I want you to try. Look, I want y'all to talk about the. Hey, it is her son. Look, that's my people. Hey, look, and Black David. And I don't like saying my bad. David, can you drop the link if y'all want to come up and give y'all opinions on the topic? And then I'm going to say what I got to say real quick. I'm doing good. Look. Doing fine. Doing Texas fine. Hey, son. It even did. I'd love to get y'all How y'all feel about it, especially in your community and things like that? Oh no, you good. I know, I'm about to wrap it. I'm gonna try to get in on it. But like if I give you if I tell you, so this second time we have a conversation and you like, well, Alexis, hey, I am, da 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 da, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't like that, and we come to understand, then like you don't want to do it this way, I don't like it this way. We'll help you. Well, you know what? Look, I just gotta part ways, and I've had those conversations with people and been like, yo, let me, I don't have nothing bad for you. I don't, I want you to do well, but I'm gonna be over here, you be over there. And if we family, if we close friends, if we get to that point, I'm not feeling no type of way. If something happened to you, I'll be sad naturally because I will be sad for anybody. Carl Witherspoon passed, y'all. I told y'all, not Chubbs. I'm not. I'll be sad for anybody. But if you think it's gonna be some extra sadness because you and my cousin that I stopped messing with for a minute in real life, why
Do
would I
you have,
wait?
I'm sorry. Hi.
Hi. Look, what you gotta say or how you feel about when you in that mode of cutting people off? Like I said, specifically like close friends and family.
Well, first things first. Hi, this is Goddess
Hi.
to a Demon. I don't know. Do you have your camera setting so if their camera is off, it doesn't pop up on stage, or you just
Oh
have
yeah,
it?
that's how yes. My people, black men unfiltered, that's how they got it set. Yes, ma'am.
So that's why you don't see me. I just want y'all to know. I'm not just some discombobulated voice in the background. Um,
Oh.
I just have cut people off cold turkey. I have a lot going in my background, so um, my
And hold
children are
up,
very active.
evolution. Look, um, and I do apologize about that happened, but this is when I'm here. This is Alexis space. It ain't no whatever else they do over there, and I have respect for my brothers and the other content creators on here. Just like I don't go over there intruding and trying to run whatever that they doing, they don't come over here trying to do the same. So respectfully, but I understand, and you know that I'm always gonna be over there with you when I can, and I appreciate you coming through and showing love now, Queen. Let's go. But go ahead, Goddess. Just want to address the sister. Gotta address the sister.
You know what? Cutting people off for me is just, it was as easy as quitting smoking. It's just wake up one day and it was done.
Mm,
If they're not serving me, they're just not serving me. And, this is I don't want to call it a full selfish season, but this is my season of selfishness.
mm.
And, I have anticipations and motivations to being a wife. So in order to do that, I've got some work to do.
That's
So,
so good. That's so good. I love that you touched on that because a part of being honest, with that, and I was saying that earlier, a part of being honest with ourselves, and I want that as well too. I want to be a wife, but also understanding that if I want to be a wife, I gotta put myself in the position to be a wife, and sometimes it means cutting off certain things that are not good for me, cutting off certain people that ain't good for me, and I don't know. Have you ever watched The Sopranos at all, Goddess?
I just recently entered my dark feminine era, so that kind of show wasn't really my bag.
Yeah.
But I've heard about it. I've heard about it.
Okay. Now I can't remember exactly how he said it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but he was. I think it was after he had this thing with his therapist. But oh no, it wasn't his therapist. But so or one of the guys. But they were talking about how when you basically that man, and when you that man or that person that has a lot of yes people around them, and he was
Right.
saying how he was basically like, you could tell the corniest joke, and a lot of people, they all laughing, cracking up like it's the funniest thing in the world. But he was like, look and check who's not laughing. And Tony,
Sometimes,
huh?
yeah. Those are the most real people. If your joke's not funny, I'm not laughing. I'm just sorry. I've got wasted time on this earth. Earth is ghetto, and I ain't wasting those minutes laughing at a dumb joke. I
Look,
just,
but no, but so and then Tony, he's turning around and he sees this one guy who I think he winds up, what they call smacking, but and he looked at him and he wasn't laughing. Like, but in that same sense, like knowing yourself, knowing the people that you're around, and like, and that person, and just to throw it out there, because if you've seen anybody that's watching and you've seen The Sopranos, like that person wasn't necessarily somebody that was rooting for him, but also being able to have the discernment and knowing who ain't rooting for you and who you do need to cut off. Because
I apologize. One thing I learned is I started at square one, so everybody had to go. Because ultimately I realized I kept changing depending upon what person I was in front of, so I never got the chance to know who I was.
Wait a minute, goddess. Put a pin in that. Put a pin in that. You just thought you was gonna stroll by. You said that you recognized that you were changing upon your environment or the people that you were around, basically.
Yes, absolutely.
And even the fact that you were able to identify that, like people, what I was saying earlier, some people that don't even want to think of the possibility that it could be them. It just has to be everybody else.
What is the one common denominator in all of your problems?
No, goddess, don't talk sense. It's why, and then you got to carry the one, and then
somehow get to Z. Yeah, I got you. One of the most important things is I started to recognize the patterns. So when I was in a relationship, I started to realize some of what I was receiving was what I had given to other relationships. So instead of getting angry, I accepted it as my recompense. I accepted it because I needed to learn and experience it so I wouldn't do it again.
Man, wait a minute. Y'all, look, she up here. Look, I'm gonna take that. No, I ain't even gonna take it off the stove. I'm gonna just turn it down, let that simmer for y'all. I'm talking to a lady that sounds like she's done some work. Okay, like, not playing no games over here. And I salute you, because whatever work you did, I can hear it. And like I said, a lot of people don't want to have those conversations, and even to be able to say, like I was saying earlier, in my community, a lot of times, like, they chastise you for that. Oh, you ain't, because they did this and that, that's your family. You ain't gonna. Yeah, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. That's exactly what I said. And they'll try to chastise you for it, even you admitting, like, even in this case, you admitting, well, hey, look, I know it's me, and I just know that I can't do da da da. Well, that's your cousin, that's your fit. But I'm telling you, I'm telling you what I can't do. I ain't say, look, we ain't even got to say that it was that person. I'm telling you, it's me, and they will try to chastise you.
One thing to give yourself some grace is the recognition that it doesn't have to be either or. It can be and. My feelings do not take away from yours. However, I do exist, so I should matter just as much as they do. If I can't, then I need to remove myself, because that's not worth my time anymore.
Man, that's so good. Hold on. Let me see. We got, Trucker Yella says sign up. Salute to her sign, world class. And Matthew Pearson said, y'all married. Had to put that Texas one. Y'all married. No, I'm not married. And I've never been married. I don't know. Goddess, are you married? Well, no, you're not married, right? Because you said you
I'm not married.
Okay. Have you ever been married?
I have, yes.
Okay. So there you go, Matthew. And and then Trey say, yeah, straight crazy. Look, crazier than a road lizard. Crazier than a road lizard. But yeah, and even then, like when me noticing, and like I said, everything wasn't just like on the people that I cut off. It, you know, like you said, even recognizing like, hey, maybe this just for me, this is not good. May have
It's
been good.
also recognizing that I'm not good for you. I'm
Mm,
taking away from you because I'm being selfish in my needs right now, and that's not fair to you. There's a lot
mm,
of selflessness when you cut people off as well. It's not just a selfish act. You're
mm,
recognizing that right now I'm not the best me available to you. And so if I can't do that for you, I can't expect that from you for me.
for
And
me, yeah.
so there has to be some kind of even exchange. And right now I can't meet that with you. So I'm going to have to retire you for just a minute, while I work on me.
Yeah, you know, hang up the 23 and get the 4-5. But hey, look, that's how I cloud. Look, hey, who know that? Hang up the 2-3 and get the 4-5. But yeah, but even then, understand like the selfishness that could be on both ends, or that the selflessness on my end, for example, and the selfishness on the other person's end, to where I'm saying, hey, look, I gotta do this because I don't feel like it's good for you. I'm seeing even in this moment, like Goddess, I see how things are when I'm around, and I just don't want that for you. And even then, there's some people that are so selfish that they're like, no, no, I do no, and get mad at you for taking it away, as if, and even though sometimes they can actually see that it may not be good in a sense for them,
So
but
that's when you tell to them, please don't hold me responsible for your emotions and your feelings. I'm
yeah,
I'm having enough of a time, holding on to my own. And we
yeah,
have to be able to give ourselves that grace and liberty. We're not responsible for anybody else's feelings. If I say something right now and you're offended, I'm responsible for what I said, not how you felt. How you
mm,
felt, you need to take that up with your demons, your therapist, your Jesus,
woo,
God, whomever you need to speak to. However, I can be considerate. Consideration is not something that's extinct and it needs to come back, just the same as decorum and propriety. I don't need to
yeah,
see your breasts in order to know that you're a good person, and your wallet size means nothing to me. If you peacock to me, I'm going to cut you off at the knee. I don't
mm,
have time for that superficial nonsense. What can you add to the foundation that I'm giving to you as my husband? It's
mm,
not about the table anymore. I'm doing my nurture part. I'm
mm,
providing you the foundation. I'm providing you the basic essentials. Everything is taken care of at that basic level. Bills, everything. You are my fancy parsley. What do you bring to add to me? It's not a matter of your finances or, none of that garbage. It's just, I'm
mm.
looking for a protector. And the protector for me is somebody who's going to snuggle me in that bedroom but growl at you if you come too close. That's what I'm looking for.
But you know what? And what you mentioning that's good. That's real good. Check something. Uh, also, because you started it, guys. So like I said, we
Hey,
was
I'm
simmering.
here for it. I'm
Look,
here
look,
for it.
I'm gonna turn it up a little bit to a boil. We was simmering
All
first,
right. All
but
right.
and also understanding that point, like especially at my age, I'm not like I don't frown on 50-50, especially in this economy right now. Especially in this economy right now. But so there's other things that need to be met in that relationship, as far as when you were saying it's not about the financials, and when you're saying that you need a protector, and also something that's in that protector role, like I need someone to lead me. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about this when I'm with a man.
But
Like
what does lead mean to you though? I think that's
right.
where we get a little into the mud because what leadership is to you may not be the same thing for me, right? Because for me, the right man, I'm gonna tell you, he's gonna just step into your presence, and all of a sudden, your eyes are gonna cast downward. You're gonna go immediately into that
Ooh.
subservient world because you're gonna recognize that the king has arrived. And I
Oh.
think that a lot of people don't realize this, and they all walk around with this king and queen mentality. Yet, what are
Mm,
you willing to take away from yourself in order to put into someone else? Um, and, I went through a season of lack. I watched everything go away, the job, the car, all of it. And none of it mattered. My daughter's father passed away, and it,
so,
it didn't affect me the way that a lot of people would have thought it did, because I kept seeing silver linings in everything, right? As the towers were falling, I could see them being rebuilt. And
mm.
so you have to be able to, well, you don't have to. That's such a harsh word set. Yet, I encourage people to kind of step back a little bit once you remove the emotion, right? Let's say you and I get
Yeah.
into a fight. If I take you out of the equation and I
Okay.
focus on the situation and my emotions, and then I come back to you and be like, you know what? The reason I was upset is because this is how I heard it.
Mm,
Instead of just attacking you because I misheard it, right? Like
mm.
I put my own personal feeling into it, and so I took it wrong when that was not your intention. And so that's a process that we need to learn as adults, but we shouldn't do that if we aren't ready.
Yeah.
And a
I appreciate
union means being able to shut up sometimes.
Look, who you gonna have the girls going in the fringes? Did she say learn how to shut up? How dare you talk about I need to learn how to shut up? Yes, you do. Hold on. Yes. Yeah.
Just a
But
true life situation. Think about it. So if I get into an argument and I come to the guy and I'm like, you know what? You didn't take the trash out. You didn't do this. And I'm just upset with him. And he's like, well, you know what? You didn't fold the towels.
mm,
What? Why are you using this opportunity to chastise me when I came to you and chastising? I mean, we can't chastise adults. That's ridiculous. Yet I came
mhm.
to you with a conflict, a grief. And instead of acknowledging what I came to you with and saying, you know what? I got a little sidetracked. That is on me. I'm going to do that right now. Or acknowledging, you know what, you're right, but I work too. You can take the trash out just as easy. There's all these different alternatives with you acknowledging me first
Mhm.
before you come to me with extra nonsense. Because if I'm not acknowledged, why would I acknowledge the other? And that's a mentality that's why fisticuffs happen all the time, because everybody's so busy yelling at each other, they're not actually listening. That the problem is that y'all ran out of toilet paper.
Sheesh. Look, that's man, that's a lot. That's a lot to digest. So I hope y'all got some toilet paper. But nah, that's good. All the points that you made, those were real good points. Even if anybody listening, if they don't agree 100%, but all what you said is factual. As far as understanding the level of emotions, and again, we're human, and even in it being a human, even though like you said, if I come to you about the trash and you're like, oh well, you didn't take the towels out. It's human sometimes for us to react like that, especially because maybe in that moment, goddess, I really needed a towel, and I was running around the house like, what the towels? And because you
Right.
didn't hold them, you know what I'm saying? So I lashed out because again, me having those feelings is a real feeling, it's real valid feelings. And just like you felt inconvenience with the trash, I had a moment of feeling inconvenience that the towels weren't folded and put up. Um how,
Consideration.
yeah,
However, there's a
but I
caveat on that.
but I could have handled it different. I didn't have to do it in
Absolutely.
that moment. I could have waited and been, or even in that moment, take the opportunity to say it differently. Like, you know what, baby, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. There was a lot that was going on, and I really probably just forgot. So I apologize. Did you take it out yet? No. Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and take it out. Go take it
Yeah, and
out.
or even just F your trash, F your towels, just something. Just, don't come to me with extra nonsense. I just it really truthfully, one of my things in the practice that I do of self-zoology is it's the mirror of accountability. I
Mm,
was the problem. There was a
mm.
lot of things that I was looking to somebody else to feel that wasn't their responsibility to do. If I can't do it myself for myself, why would I expect somebody else to do it and then not tell them that that was my expectation and watch them fail and hold them accountable for not knowing that I had a bar set so high?
Oh my goodness, God, it's the nerve of you to come up here and start talking sense. The nerve of you. Okay. And you come up here. Look, who hit your funny bone this morning? Like, no, but that's real. But that's real. Understanding that we like with my children's father. I had to have that conversation as far as like letting him know like my expectation for him when we were courting and you're getting to know that person, and while you're courting and y'all talking to each other and y'all go into deep about families, because if y'all getting into a relationship and you getting to know that person, and the further y'all go in and you visit certain subjects, and I had voice to him about it's I guess it was an insecurity, but it was because of stuff that I went through with my parents, to where I felt like I was the type of person, like, not to boast or brag, but God knows my heart. But like, I was never evicted from a place. I've been with my same landlord since I was 19. Like, I pride myself on being able to hold my own home for as long as I did, because honestly, it's not easy. I thought that this was just something that adults did, but a lot of adults cannot do that these days. And a lot of times it's just not them being irresponsible, but a lot of things in the world, I mean, going on, people lose jobs, it's, different
A
things.
moment
But
of
uh,
transparency.
yeah,
Um,
but I'm telling him
I
when I was there, I was like, hey, like, because of what I went through with my parents, it's very important to me that I pay all my bills and that I'm getting everything taken care of. And so when I'm telling you that, and then you put me in a position to where I'm feeling a little like, hold on now, wait a minute. These bills got to be paid, everything. And then I brought it to his attention. Like I told you, as far, because I actually, it was a moment almost not exactly like the example that you gave, but asking him, like, what do you need from me? Like, what am I missing something? And he told me what he needed. And in that moment, and I waited like to see if he was going to be kind enough to ask me what I needed. And he did. Took him a minute, but it did. And I said, well, I need the security. Like, I'm not asking you to, we're in this 50-50 where we're paying these bills. So I need you to have your 50. I'm not asking you to have more. And I'm definitely not asking you for less. I just need you to have your
I
50.
I
And so
come
I'm
in with
giving you that
a
requirement, right? So when
mhm.
I got to the point of where I was like, nah, this ain't working no more, because we're not going to be cheating and be broke. And if you're going to cheat, you got to pay your bills, right? Like something, we got to have an offset. I can't deal with both. You got to have an offset. So when I decided to let things go, we had a conversation. Like I said earlier, y'all, I let you know where I was at. I told you why. I gave you the origin story, all that. And then you still put me in this position. I'm stepping away. I
Right.
told
However, now now that you've stepped away, reflect. Look back on it and see what lessons you were supposed to learn. Otherwise, you'll repeat it in the next relationship.
you.
That is
Definitely.
one thing that I learned. Again, I really had to do a lot of shadow work. And I recognized when I was with my ex-husband, I said, when my next man is going to provide, he's going to do this and all this stuff. This is what I want. And then I got it. And that wasn't what I wanted. And I kept
Mm-hmm.
saying it, and I was getting everything I was asking for. I'm a great manifester. And so I learned to shut up, because what I want, I don't know what I want, because I don't even know who I am yet. Right. And in full transparency, I'm just learning how to be a woman in this season. You know, the domestication piece where I'm bringing order to my home. You know, I'm providing a solid foundation for myself. As again, my husband will be my union. It'll be his home, his kingdom. He will run it once he steps over that threshold. But in the
Mm-hmm.
interim, I have to ensure that it's staying true to its base, right? So I am working on me. So when he walks in, he's safe immediately, because when he comes home, I'm his shield.
Yeah.
He's my protector when he's up working and fighting the world. When he comes home, he gets to rest, take off
Yeah.
his armor, and feel protected, because that's my job. And I can't do that unless I realize and work on myself.
That's so good. That's so good. And I will tell you, I did do some reflecting and all of that. And I went to therapy and had therapy in Jesus. But yeah, and that's what's like, I did recognize, like, naturally, I would say it like this. Let me put it like this. I did recognize my faults as far as in the relationship and where I could have did better. Um, but ultimately, I'm gonna be honest, when it came down to the cutoff, like, it was like, bro, you wild. Like, one of those, like, oh, you just thought I was never gonna leave. And for a minute, I felt like I wasn't gonna leave. I think because I really wanted my family. But man, look, I'm okay, and I'm even
If I
okay.
could if I could offer any guidance to anybody, it would be to step back off of the track for just a moment and look back in full reflection of your life and recognize where the patterns happen. Because once you recognize the pattern, then you can shift and change your environment. If
Yeah,
you can't do that, then you'll just repeat the same series of events over and over, what is classified as a hell loop.
yeah, or insanity. But that's the thing, like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not the type of person, um, because I don't want to come across it, especially anybody listening, like women always think they're not the problem. No, I'm saying that in that moment, in that situation, it wasn't me in that particular moment and situation. Now, there was other things that went on that I could take accountability for, and even then, I apologized to him, asked him for forgiveness, like, all of that, on any and everything. I don't care if it was something that I did do or I didn't do. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm not going to get down to particulars. Like, I'm asking for forgiveness, and I'm telling you that I'm sorry. But me being able to say, like, oh yeah, like I said, this situation right here was this, and then this situation right here was this, and that was through therapy and Jesus. Like, that's the only thing to where I'm comfortable right now. I even had a conversation, because I talked to God, like, yeah, you could bring him up. I'm about to finish off what I was saying, but even in hey,
Hello, hello. Hi.
where are you, and what's your name?
My name is Federico. I'm from Italy.
Okay, thank you for coming up. um but in my thinking, like, and also taking accountability as far as where I'm at right now, to say I
Yeah.
do desire marriage, but if I don't get it, being happy in what I do have, and actually preparing myself to where if that's not in what's in my cards, you know what I'm saying? If God doesn't want me to have that right now, then that's fine. But that's another reason why I want to also help the next female under me, and hopefully y'all don't make the same mistakes that I did, and y'all do better. And that's where my heart is at even right now. I want to do better, and I want to help my community. and whatever else will come. So, did you have
Wow.
something to
Yeah. I'm just going, but I think that you're doing a very good job um on people. I'm sorry for my English. It's a little difficult to me to explain myself,
You
but
have beautiful English. Don't worry.
Yeah, switch.
I have to say
No
that
worries.
I see you for a few minutes and understand that you doing a very great job, and
I appreciate you.
I really appreciate this. I like this that people speaking with people, and it's very it's very wonderful.
And I'm sorry. How you say your name again?
What? Sorry,
I said, how you say your name again?
my name is Federico. You can call
Feder.
me Branchia or Fred. Maybe it's more
Oh,
comfortable to you.
I like
okay. Look,
Fred.
they like
Federico.
your
I like
accent in the
Federico.
chat. They said they like your accent.
Where are you
You
from?
know,
Where are you from?
I'm from Texas.
Texas. Wow. Wow. It's very cool. I have, I'm from Italy. I have the American dreams. And
You have a dream
I
of
think,
let me tell you, it's actually a nightmare. Italy's probably better. Just go ahead and stay over there.
yeah. I know this. Probably Italy is better, but I don't know. I have some, I really want to visit the States because I like it. I don't know. Texas. I see in the movies the Texas, and I really like it. I really
oh,
like
look.
the way you live.
I'm eating my Texas bag right now. Sorry, guys. Everything you saw in movies is true. We freaking awesome. And yeah.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie. I'm
Back.
gonna have to disagree here. I'm just saying, from the other hot state of the nation, Arizona, I'm gonna have to say, no ma'am, no ma'am. Texas is mid at best.
My friend. Look at me, friend. Look at me. Do not listen to me. Don't listen to her. Look.
Can I say something? I like to going on open panel on Twitch. I love to speak with people around the world, and a lot of times I speak with people from USA that that have a masculine way to see the world. I don't know how to explain this, but
It's
there is
easier said, me Tarzan, you Jane. There you go. That's how you explain it. That's the mentality. Me Tarzan, you Jane.
Oh
Um,
my
I am man. You bow to me. You exist not if I don't breathe. That's how a lot of the American men are. You could say that, sir. This is a safe space. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no. I'm sorry because it's very complicated to explain what I feel about this, because I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry for this, because sometimes I speak with people from the USA, and is I they talking about a woman, and the way they feel the relationship, for me, in a wrong way. It's very wrong what happening right now. They talking about woman is don't know, is like an object sometimes.
Okay.
And I don't like this. I don't like this. Yeah, don't you can talk bad about women maybe because okay you have a bad experience with women,
Mm.
but I see that much people, much guys talking bad about women's. And for the most of the time I speak with guys and not girls, so I have I see only the point of view of men's the man's view. I don't know how to explain this, but and I think that woman is better. They describe me woman as a bad things. You know, I don't know how to explain.
Real quick, Fred. They describe American women, or are they just talking about women in general?
No, American women.
Oh,
They
okay.
describing American women.
So let me ask you a question. Um, in your culture, is that a similar sentiment in your culture? How do you view women in your culture?
Maybe yes, maybe yes, maybe you know, maybe my grandpa and my uncle have a similar views on the women or on the world, you know, world. And but I think you know we are younger and
Mm-hmm.
we have to do better than old people. I respect old people because they do a lot. They have different lives from us. You know, they maybe live another world. But now, when I go on Twitch and speak with young people, and they talk about my body can't this and the women and I don't know how to explain, but they um, uh, in Italy is they go smaller the woman. They don't
They belittle the
give
woman.
personality. I don't know how to explain this.
No, but you know
In,
what? Fred, I want you to tell you that I feel like Goddess. Are you still here?
I'm here. Yes,
You understand what he's saying, right?
absolutely.
Okay.
And
So
he's
I just want him to know that we're like don't feel too bad about your accent. We're still able to understand what you're saying. So we
I'm just
understand.
you're speaking to the way that a lot of men speak disparagingly upon women. And you're right. A lot of it is based off of their own experiences and what social media and movies place in front of them all the time. There's
Mm-hmm.
stereotypes, demographics, you know, it's always focused on one subset of a racial group. And so, and then that encompasses and speaks for the entire group. And that's where we have to have women and men who are willing to step out and be the ripples of change. We don't have to see the outcome. We don't have to be married to it. We could just create it. So I
Mm-hmm.
practice decorum and propriety. You're not going to see my chest hanging out. You're not going to see me holding sexual conversations with men. That's none of your business. You're not my husband. You know, we hear these practices of wanting traditional mindset, yet when it's introduced, we're told to grow up. I am a woman who was told my body count was too low and I needed to go out and get some more bodies before my husband arrived. You know, we have a broken mindset, and the only way to change it is to change. We have to be the change that we want to see and stop placing it on everybody else's shoulders. It's a
Yep.
ridiculous mindset. We need to come together as a community. We can't even agree on what movie to go see next week. how are we going to come
Oh,
together
wait a
on a
minute.
big
Wait a
life
minute. Wait a minute.
decision?
Wait a minute. We're all going to see Bad Boys, right? Next week. Okay. All right.
Let me speak on that. I am CBN Tech Talk, the engineering behind the scenes, and I want to respond
Hello,
to what.
David or CBN. You meet Fred.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Fred,
How
that's
you doing?
he engineers in the back for a lot of the networks, people that do shows here. So that's David. David, say hi to Fred.
How you doing?
Okay.
I was amazed when I listened to the conversation and listened to what Goddess to the demon said, and I'm shocked when I heard that last statement. When somebody told her her body count is too low, need to add more body. The first came to my mind, who would that retarded individual would I say such statement?
It
You
did take me by surprise. It did take me by surprise.
Because I'd like to know we had a crazy show last night, and I've been on a few panels responding to the reaction of that show. But when I heard that from you, I'll be honest. After the show, I had to talk to Alexis. Like, what the hell I just heard? Because that went over my head. Was want to tell you such a idiotic thing to do. I don't know what to say.
Absolutely. I just want to go on record and say that that shan't be happening. I am waiting for my husband. I'm not. I believe in a courting period. We're not dating until we've made a commitment to move towards something more serious. So in that courtship period, I don't expect you to pay money. I don't expect anything other than your time and your attention, because that's how I'm going to get to know you. I want to know what you're allergic to. I want to know what your likes are. I want to know everything that I can about you in that time frame. The same, I want you to know that about me so we can make an educated decision, because I want a husband. I'm 45 years old. What I look like with a boyfriend? Miss me with that.
Um,
mm.
you're the same age as me right now. I'm 45, about to be 46, and I don't know what to say because Alexis knows this very well. But when I hear such statement, I'm right now my brain is going crazy right now. Like, wow. This, and
Uh,
we talked about setting a standard and hearing that. I'm
but
gonna
you
have to
know
speak to
what?
the main guy to do
I
a show on this one.
I want to reel it back just a little bit. And Fred, I love your background. It's awesome. Um, because the topic is about the cutoff game, and even in that, to where if we're amongst people that are with with these type of ideas, or think that women are less than, or I mean, we may have to come to a moment to where, like, even recognizing, like, hey, cut that back some. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not hating just because I'm saying that's a little much that you're saying that I should have more bodies. That's a little much that you're saying oh, women are less than, and you came from a woman. Like, I mean, yes, we need the male sperm to have a baby, but you're literally coming through from a woman. And for you to think so less than, that's kind of crazy that people talk like that. Even in that whole spirit, people talking like that. Like, I mean, it, I figured out,
We
and that's
are
the reason why. Go ahead.
we're expecting sensibilities in a desensitized market. It's just
Mm,
it's not something that's going to happen.
thank you. And that's not just here on YouTube. To reel it back and do some correlation, that's in life, period. That's in life, period. And so understanding that and knowing that, I'm saying, hey, I can't do this right here. Like, I just can't. I can't do, dollar brand sanitizer. I need, okay. I need Purell. Okay, I can't do that. And that's fine. If you want to get the dollar store brand, that is fine. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. Okay. You don't have to
But in that
chastise me.
same breath, people also have to realize if you're a dollar store, person, stay at the dollar store, because if you recognize where you're at, eventually you're going to get to the Purell. I think that
Mm,
we try to jump too quickly, and then we miss a few steps, and then we falter, and then we hold community, we hold the man, we hold the government. Everybody else is responsible for the fact that we made a bad decision.
woo, definitely. Definitely. And saying like, hey, and then everybody makes bad decisions. Everybody makes bad decisions. And understanding that there are consequences
Well,
to
not
those
me. I'm a
decisions.
goddess.
Ah,
I'm a
well, me,
goddess.
I'm just a little humble Texas gal, and I'm just, out here just, but no, but being able to address that, and even then, like Freddie coming up and addressing the fact what he's hearing and how it's bothering him, and seeing that and being able to still formulate his own, or trying to formulate his own ideas on what's going on in American women, women in general, but American women. And I would like to say, I'm glad that I can give you a little dose of this Texas over here. So you're welcome.
I would like to say that, for me, what I did is I sat in the comment section of red pill rooms. I sat
Mm,
in the comment section of rooms where it really made me uncomfortable to be a woman in that room, right? I'm being told I have no value because I'm over 35. I'm a single mom.
woo,
I should just be used as recreational equipment.
mm,
You know, I'm being degraded just for having a uterus in all of these rooms. And it took a lot of time. But once I stopped putting my emotion into what I was hearing,
mm.
I actually started to change because of the rhetoric I was listening to. Suddenly, my clothes were on. Suddenly, I'm not entertaining arguing with men. Suddenly, that appearance of being a woman of decorum meant something to me, because this is not a reflection of who I am. Yet, because of this rhetoric, I'm feeding into it by responding. I'm giving them the fodder that they need to solidify their argument. So, if I come in on true feminine energy and don't let you rile me, I never come up out of this energy, even if you can sense my irritation, then I've won the room. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
what the argument was. I don't have to result to calling you names, start talking about your moms and your cousins. I will. Don't get it twisted. It's goddess to a demon for a reason. Yet, I just want to ensure that we practice propriety and decorum. That's how we're going to get to these unions that everybody says they want.
Mm. Well,
You say a very important word that I trying to find. This is degrading. I don't
Degrading.
can degrading. This is a very important word because is what happening right now to free womans, and I'm very sorry for it. I'm not
oh,
here. No, I'm not here
and
to
I'm
have
not taking
you
it
here.
like that. I'm not taking it like that. But just the fact, like I was saying, we was talking about it earlier. The fact that you can even say that, because a lot ain't no man,
You know
got it.
what? No, we're
In
not
them
going to do
circles
that
that
here.
you talking about.
He lives in Italy. He comes from the land of love. Don't let him twist it. He
Now,
comes
but
with
No,
all
no.
that oozing out of his blood. It's like in his DNA. It's in his birth certificate. Let's not act like he came here and
No,
reinvented the
we
wheel.
have
but
we have the
But
same problem. We have the same problem here.
no, but I'm saying
I
like,
have a girlfriend. I have a girlfriend. I love with all my
oh,
heart. But
yes.
we have a problem also in Italy. We have a problem.
but I'm
I
saying,
think
but whether
like
he's
you.
able to even say that though, that's what I'm saying. Like, cause what you talking about, God, is like I've been in those circles and them spaces and have to like just be, look, water off a duck's back, or what I'm saying, just having a thick skin and not trying to take everything personal,
You
because
know what I
I think that
realized
both
though?
things are the same.
What I realized though is every time I took it personal is because somehow what they said was true to me. So
Ooh.
if I was representing myself in a way which was inappropriate for a lady to behave, and you associate me to a 304, I have to take that. I have to eat that because I've represented myself as such. Does it make it true? No. Yet
No.
we are in a world of societal opinion. So if that's how I'm being received, then I need to change my image. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I had to do so I can prepare for the husband that I know is on his way, because now I recognize that I was the problem.
So in this moment, I'm gonna turn it back down, goddess, because it was on boil. So I'm gonna let it simmer.
Yes, ma'am.
Simmer again. But yeah, but even then, that's what I'm saying. Like you mentioning and having that accountability, and even then, with Freddie even saying that he's sorry for that, it doesn't mean that he's saying particularly, "Oh, I'm sorry that to this situation." But there's another situation that he could be speaking to, and a lot of men they don't even want to speak to that. They're just blanking in everybody.
You know, one
And
thing that I think a lot of people don't realize is we need these representations. How can we reflect and be better if there's not an evil to be represented against? So we see these red pill men, and then we are actually thrown into a shock of sorts where we start to really appreciate our own environment, and we can start seeing the carnations instead of always looking for the roses. I think that it's very important to realize that,
yeah.
you can't appreciate the good until you've seen the bad.
Okay, side note, real quick. Carnations are better than roses. I told you I worked at a flower shop. Carnations last longer. You can do more things with carnations as far as coloring and if you're designing and all that good stuff. Carnations are the best and they last longer. All right. Thought I throw that there for y'all.
I actually really appreciate just having a more 360 encompassing view, because if somebody across the pond is witnessing these behaviors, right? And they're
Yep.
saying, "Hey, man, this is not acceptable." That's where the conversation starts to happen. We don't have enough of that here. There's not
Mm.
enough men holding men accountable. Women aren't holding women accountable. Women are catty and emotional and ridiculous 750% of the time. But we don't have those conversations, and every time we try to, I can say, "Hey, why are we as women doing this?" "Well, we have to talk about the men." No, we don't. Let's just talk about the women so the men can hear us, and then we can better hear them. It doesn't always have to be well, it's the same thing. We have no, shut up, stop. It doesn't have to be that blame game. It's not necessary. I am responsible for me. So as a woman, I can say I made these mistakes. I was using my emotions as manipulations, and I could pretty much get what I wanted just depending upon what tier fell, and that wasn't cool. That's not the way to keep a man. And so you have to be willing to take that into account about yourself.
Yeah,
Welcome to my TED Talk.
no, sometimes there is also bad girls, but we talking about people. Sometimes when I speak with people, they don't understand that we are people, we are person around the world, and don't care about the sex. don't care about if you are a girl or if you are a man. The, people, okay, and people can go wrong, and people can go right. So this is my point of view. You know, I don't want to defend an entire category of people, because I think that we are like 8 billions of different persons. Everyone is different,
Yeah.
and I hate with when people say, "Oh, this kind of people do this." No, no, then this don't. This is ain't real. This is not real.
Hmm.
People are different, and people do what they want. And wow, it's very difficult to explain in English. I'm sorry.
No,
Maybe
we
in,
understand. We understand. We look even then, because but also an understanding that people are going to do what they want to do. When you have that mind frame, and that's something that I also picked up with me getting therapy, not just on a sense of me getting out of a bad relationship, but also, and hey, Andre, um, but understanding that yes, I'm gonna do what I want, right? But I have to be conscious to say, Alexis, with you doing what you want, there's going to be a reaction. So you got to be
yeah,
prepared for whatever reaction comes, because you chose to do what you wanted. And not saying that the reaction may be bad, but we have to be conscious of that and knowing
I've
that.
started teaching that to my granddaughter. Actions have consequence. That is a phrase that I use in my house. So I give her a task. She has a choice. You can do it or you cannot. If you choose not to, know that there's a punishment. Now, I am a little bit flavorful with my words. So when she's on restriction, I tell her she's in prison, um, which means that she, she's getting limited rations. She's not getting any extras. Life is going to be hard today, and that has worked better
Mm,
than any kind of other punishment, right?
wow.
Because that's a tangible, in your face consequence. And so I've just recognized that entitlement dies with my generation. My kids, my older kids, I missed the boat there. Yet, I'm making amends now. But my younger ones, it's not going to happen. You're going to know that just because you woke up doesn't mean that the world owes you anything. Go out and you have to add to it in order to receive from it.
Yep. Yep. 1 + 1 = 2. Like, it's that simple a lot of times, but we choose to add all the extras in it that can make it seem a little complicated when it's really not. But and every situation, and even then, I don't want to just disregard anybody, but the situation itself may be a little, but a lot of times the outcome is usually the same. The situations may be different, the characters change, they're interchangeable, all of that. But a lot of times, regardless how you do it, it's going to have the same result. So, and also knowing where you have to stop or where you may have to make a change. And I think sometimes some people don't want to make a change. Like they want, there's women that's like, accept me for who I am, even if I do have my titties all out when I no, accept me. And it's like, okay, that's
You
your
know,
choice.
I'm glad that you said that, because when you meet the right man or you meet the right woman, change is inevitable. You're going to automatically step into place and it's going to be a fluid motion. But you have
Mm,
to realize that nothing is going to be easy. Those relationships that just pop up, those are the ones that are usually that end just as quickly. I want to have to earn him. I want to prove that I'm different than every other person, so I will never have to worry about another person being able to enter my camp. There's going to be a level of trust that they've never experienced before, because I don't need to be all up under you. If you don't text me good morning, I'm not going to break up with you. I'm going to wait till we talk. It's just this ridiculousness of, don't limit me by your limitations. Just because this was my expectation of what I wanted, maybe that's not their way of expressing a love language. So where's the compromise?
Yeah, that's good, man. That's so good. And understanding that, and knowing that there has to be a compromise, and being willing to compromise, because there's some people that are not willing to compromise, and sometimes they've lived a life to where they, honestly, I feel like there is some people that go through life and they didn't have to compromise in anything. Few, but they have, and at a certain point, they understand that maybe it's not going to be like the last time, and that's even hard to distribute sometimes, and even standing your ground, like even with somebody that you may like, to be like, that they want it like this, but you have to be stern and no, it's not happening like that, because that is a reality of life, and it's a disservice if we keep on trying to, man, like I saw this other post on Facebook one time, and I understand it. Like it was like a mom post saying like, oh, if my kids going through, and no matter what, I would never turn away my kids, and my kids going through a hard time, you could come here and live here and sleep here till you get stuff back together, and all this stuff. Is basically saying that that's the type of mom that they were. And I pushed back on it just a little bit, in which I feel like if, as a parent, when it comes to building strong children, I'm wholeheartedly on that Frederick Douglass quote, and he says that it's easier to build strong children than it is to repair broken men. And like even now, I'm going to start looking for a therapist for my daughter, because I want her to have an outlet, because I'm conscious of the fact that this will be affecting her, that me and her father are not together. So I want to give her another outlet.
I am a big fan of my kids. I'm going to let you fall. You just won't ever hit bottom.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
you just got. Oh. But yeah, so I will let you fall. You're gonna feel all the bumps and bruises,
because that's a part of life. Like, you're not gonna know the stove is hot unless you touch it a lot of times. Like, a lot of people ain't gonna know till they touch it. But what I'm saying is, like, in that instance, as a parent, if my child's an adult and I know that I've worked hard and gave you all the tools and everything in life to be able to be successful, even in the plight of understanding that even if you fall, you got to get back up and you got to have a game plan and things like that. I'm conscious of that. And then I see you making decisions. I see you making decisions that don't align with what I've given you and the tools and the opportunities that has been given. No, you're not about to just sit up.
Let me give you some grace in that. Okay.
Give me some grace in that.
Give you some grace in that.
Okay.
All you can do is plant the seed. If you try to control it, then it becomes your expectation and not theirs. So you can provide the guidance and say, hey, I did this. This was my outcome. And if they still elect to take that path, you can't take that personal, because that's their journey. A lot of the struggles that we have is when we provide guidance, and I'm just using this as a general sense, not you directly. So I just want to ensure that that's made clear. We take it personal and people don't listen to us. Like, I told you not to do that and you did that. Okay. They had to. That was the experience that was called to their life. You can't take that personal. You know, now you guys have a shared experience and now you guys can build off of that. And, you know, we know not to do that again. You know, it's just, it's an exchange of energy. Allow people to fall.
I'm to push back, got it. And even then, you could fall, but because I fell, I've fallen. I'm probably gonna fall again. That's inevitable. But what I'm saying is that if I giving you all the tools to do well, and it's easy to see when things are just going wrong in a array, and that maybe this is your season to learn a lesson, and things are just going along with that. That's separate. However, when I'm seeing you actively make decisions that you more than likely know is going to put you in a position and you still continue to make these decisions, no, especially if my kids are grown. If I tell you, hey man, let's go get you help. Let's go, and you continue to be like, nah, I don't want to go get help. I want to do this. I'm not responsible, especially as a grown parent with grown children. I'm saying if in that situation, my children are not. To say, oh well, no matter what, even if you're smoking and you're drinking, you can still come to my house. No, hell nah. If you ain't got no job because you was messing up and not doing what you're supposed to do, no. If you're out here drinking and smoking and you know that you can't do that because of your job, no. If you're making the decision to not pay your rent or even give your landlord little bits here and there, and you think that oh, he should take it, I gave him something. No.
No.
Like,
No. I don't think that you understand what I'm saying. There's two decisions there that are made then. You made the decision not to allow that to continue in your realm, and you've let them live their decisions outside of that. So that's just what I'm saying. So you're right.
Okay,
We're on the same page.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That's where I figured, we're on the same page.
Yeah.
So, but that's what I'm saying. Like it, but if you going through hard times and I'm helping you, and then and let's say like, and then I see you like, all right, you done saved, all right, mom, I done got the place I'm about to do, yeah, of course. In times like that, when I just, you know what I'm saying, like, of course. But when you making certain decisions that you know just as messed up, like, nah, I don't have to feel like I have a responsibility to help you, even as my child. You made those decisions. There were some decisions that I made that I let me sit in.
Yeah, no, I will allow my kids to experience it. I do better in the chaos. Chaos is an element, so I'm going to shine a little bit there. So when they fall, I'm the first person they call, right? You know, mama's got the voice. She's going to talk to you soft. She's going to give you encouragement, but she's still going to encourage you to do what you decided to do.
If it's in, look, like I said, but even then, to go back to what the topic was for the night, as far as like cutting people off, like,
I apologize, girl. When I come in, we go in all kinds of directions.
ah,
But
it's
you're
cool.
right. Like cutting
Look,
people, but it all plays into cutting people off. It really does.
I was like, get back over here.
However, all of it does play into cutting people off, because the more people you cut off, the more you start to realize who you are, what you're willing to accept, and you're willing to reset your boundaries. And then you can have a better existence because you've recognized, I can accept this, but I will no longer accept this. And that's what's key to those periods of reflection.
Definitely, yes. That's what I'm talking about. God is insane. Look, I appreciate. Look, you go ahead. Look, I got to link anytime. Look, but that's like I said, and bringing it back, like that. Those are important conversations, and like I said, like when you're transparent, with people, no matter the level of the relationship, there should be an understanding of that what you were saying earlier, like, this is what I will accept, this is where I won't accept. So if we're able to communicate that's why I said like sometimes cutting people off doesn't mean it's gonna be a bad thing per se. You know, it doesn't mean that, like I said, y'all have to be beefing. You don't have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to be like that. It can still, I can still want the best for you. Just understanding that,
Do
hey,
you know how me and my ex broke up?
hold up, Lena, hey, thank you for stopping through. And I think I did say hey to Trey, but go ahead,
We just stopped talking.
huh?
I said, me and my ex broke up. We just stopped talking. There was no fight. There was no disagreement. It was just, he didn't need me anymore. And that made me feel really happy. I know that this is a unique perspective, but when somebody comes into my orbit and I love them, if
Yeah,
they leave me, they're leaving me better. And that's a win for me. It's not always, like I said, I don't have to be married to the outcome. Am I going to get my experience? Absolutely.
yeah.
Yet I have to go through the lessons to ensure that I'm worthy of the union that I'm planning in my mind. So that's
I
just my
like that.
perspective.
And I like that word that you were saying, worthy of the union. That's, I
Right.
mean, and that you got to speak like that, as far as like, just because we go through stuff, um I don't necessarily believe that every person's or even in using a noun sense, that any person, place, or thing value really goes down, depending, unless it's just completely destroyed. And even then, there's still some value in if you're completely destroyed. I've seen houses destroyed. That land underneath that house, that foundation underneath that house, is still something that, is worthy enough to where it's still gonna get sold. Somebody gonna buy it. Somebody gonna get it.
I
And
will fight battles for my husband he will never know anything about.
hey,
Um, I'm a little, sorry, my kids. I am a firm believer that a lot of the female battles are done more in a spiritual realm than the physical realm. And
yes,
so, I'm fighting demons in the ethereal land while he's on his way. So then that
yeah.
way, when he gets here, there's, all the demons have been conquered, including some of his. That's my intentions.
Can I tell you something real quick?
Absolutely.
But and also the shirt I got from the Vine, and this little workout fit I got from the Vine. But everything is all black. Know why? Because I'm killing my demons. So I gotta dress like somebody dying. Because that's what we're doing over here. Trying to get better. Killing demons.
Though, sometimes if you stop and actually pay attention, some of the demons are not there to hurt you. We have to sometimes have our own personal arsenal, and it's got to be a little ugly. So we just have to determine what demons are good for us and what demons we need to rid ourselves of. And it
That's
doesn't require an exorcism. It just requires a lot of self-reflection. I say that I tore myself down to the level so far that I have a conversation with the devil and told him he didn't want me. So I wasn't going to succumb.
that's a lot, guys. I'm gonna let that simmer. That's a lot. I'm gonna say right now, like I'm not the type. I ain't believing no demon is good for me and need to stay. I don't think they need to stay. But I mean,
A lot of people don't realize that demons are not the little creatures that people see them to be. Some demons are our anger, our jealousy, our envy. Those are demons as well. So when we learn to conquer those are demons that are never going to leave us. Because we're going to always have anger, we're going to have envy. It's how we learn to control those big emotions. So that way we don't hold other people responsible for them. So that's what I'm stating when I'm saying that some of the demons you have to actually become friends with. Otherwise, you're just going to always be angry. You're going to always be sad. Um, you know, that's just me speaking as an old lady. Don't listen to me. I
That
got two
is
cats and two
old lady.
dogs.
No, it's all good, and I appreciate all of that. I'm sad that Freddie had to go, and then he's and he's Italian. Like, and I'm a movie buff. Like, if you see more of my videos, I'm always quoting movies and lyrics and stuff like that. But when he said his name and it said that he's Italian, I was like, oh, I knew it was you, Fredo. You broke my heart. Oh my goodness. Hey, shout out, y'all know Godfather. Part 2. Yeah, part 2. But anyway, so I think that was a good conversation.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. And now that I know the rules of your house, on
What's
my
the
next arrival, I will
Oh.
be properly attired so I can turn my camera on.
Oh, look, I appreciate it. I appreciate it because I like I like to promote the things of women and being a girl and being a pretty girl. So
I will have my camera on the next show, on the next invite.
so
I appreciate real conversation, not celebrity gossip. So
yeah.
I thank you. This was
The
pleasant.
gossip is the products, which I'm gonna ask you. So, did you see any of the products that I had today?
I came in late. I arrived when I arrived. I was like an hour and some change in.
Oh, well, if you want to go back and do the replay, like I had some Coach slippers, I got some teeth whitening gel, I got a universal Roku remote, and then I got a laptop or a tablet little stand in my laptop on right now. But yes, because come through, I like to talk about the products that I get, and then I always talk about something particularly after I go through the products. You know what I'm saying? And not even the play, like my Coach slippers. You saw my all black. See it? Black Coach slippers. Hey, go to my demon funeral like that. Let me say. But so we're gonna get final thoughts. Goddess, what's your final thoughts on what we were talking about as far as the whole conversation? Like I said, we still reel it back into the topic, but you have any final thoughts on all what we spoke about?
The biggest thing I can provide is don't allow other people's limitations to limit you. If somebody is in your space and you have any kind of unease, listen to it. By distancing yourself, it doesn't mean that you're cutting them out of your life. It's just prioritizing yourself. Take a look at why you have those feelings. And maybe it's something that is bothering you with yourself and it's easily fixable. Make sure that you take the time for yourself. The world is better with you in it. And thank you so much for waking up today.
That was good. That was good. That was good. My whole thought for, like I said, my topic that I was talking about today, getting to a point in your life to where you can recognize certain things, good, bad, and ugly, takes a lot of self-accountability, self-awareness, self-respect, I would even say, to recognize things as far as within yourself. Because I feel like it's important to start with self first and then look at your surroundings and take accountability about how yourself affected it and then how people affected your surroundings and what you're in as well. But I think it's so important to start with yourself in that. And being accountable for, like I said, with the subject, if you're choosing to cut people off, be accountable in that. If you cut that person off because that person wasn't good for you, and then that person start making some changes and life started looking different for that person, and maybe the way that life is looking different from that person is a little appeasing to you, but that person is still that person. that trait or whatever that you didn't like is still within that person. And stand on that. If you don't want to mess with them, don't mess with them. If you see things are not good for you, get out of it. Don't sit in it. It does you no good to sit in it. It does you no good to sit in a place that's not good for you. It does you no good to be around people that are not good for you. And it may just not do you any good to sit there in yourself sometimes. That's something too. It may not do you any good just to sit within yourself. Because sometimes we're biased to ourselves. And I do believe that sometimes our hearts can be wicked when it comes to the things that we desire, and we have to be strong on that, regardless if you believe in what I believe or not. We have to have some type of discernment and some type of understanding that life is life, and we got to roll with it sometimes. And it may not be pretty in rolling with it, but hey, like I said before, Spider-Man Noir, we don't pick the ballroom. We just dance. That's it. That's all we do. I don't get to pick the ballroom where the party is starting. But I'm going to get there and have a discernment. Maybe I can't stay to midnight. Maybe I can't even stay to 10. But it takes something to know that. It takes something to know your limits, rather it be a person, place, or thing. Knowing your limits and knowing what you could take. And respectfully, y'all, respectfully, knowing that somebody can't take what you can take. If they can't take it, don't be mad. Don't. And if they can't, and if you can't take either, don't be mad. Don't be mad. Everybody is different, and what you are willing to take, somebody else may not. And let's have some type of respect that maybe it was never meant to be, man. I don't know if you heard the phrase, Goddess, as far as when they talk about some people are in your life for a season, and sometimes they're in your life for, a lifetime. And sometimes they might just be in your life just to teach you a lesson. And
sometimes recognizing that you're the variable and you were placed in their life for a reason, and stop looking to them as the reason.
Let's go. I appreciate that, because hey, that's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. So
absolutely.
I think this was a great conversation. Thank you to everybody that slid through, that listened, that stopped through and bounced. Look, I appreciate all of that. If y'all came in late, watch the replay. And it was some good conversation. We had Fred up here. We got Goddess up here. Was cooking the whole time, boy. Look, tell you, yeah, she definitely is on this track of being a wife, because she was cooking the whole time. I had to turn the stuff down, man. I was like, hold on, let me turn it down. I'm gonna take the bread out later. But yes, this was Finding Things with Alexis from Texas. And I'm in Texas as well. Shout out to Fred when you get ready to come. Go to Texas first. Hey, big brother David, and you wrap us up.
Bye.